My name is Rosalie Desmond and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Australia. Today I'm going to have a little bit of a play with shimmer paint. The shimmer paint, I've heard, is a product that Stampin' Up! Have had previously and they've brought back. Now this is before I knew anything about Stampin' Up! And I got into card making. So for me it's a brand new thing and I'm absolutely loving it. So in page 38 of the holiday catalogue, we can see that it comes in 4 different colours: bright copper, champagne mist, frost white and Vegas gold. Now because this is a new product for me, I wasn't sure how much I would use it, so I have just purchased champagne mist because I thought it was quite a neutral colour. And that's what I'm going to play with today. So what I have done is I've grabbed a little spray bottle, poured in just a tiny bit of the shimmer paint and then add some rubbing alcohol. And that's what I've used to spray. So I'm going to have a bit of a play today and, you know, to try something a bit different that I haven't tried before. This is just on some basic black cardstock, just with the shimmer paint and some alcohol. I might actually have a bit of a play with some re-inkers and see what it does. So I'm going to be popping Grapefruit Grove re-inker in here. I'll just clear this space up. I'm just going to undo the bottle and see what happens if I pop a couple of drops of the re-inker in. A little bit more than I was after, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to give it a bit of a shake. And as you can see, it's changed colour. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is 14 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres. And I'm going to use this embossing folder. It's called the Tin Tile Dynamic Textured Impressions Embossing Folder. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's really, really gorgeous. And that's on page 43 of the holiday catalogue, if it's something that you're interested in having a bit more of a look at. So I'm just going to pop this through the Big Shot and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so this is what it looks like just when it's been popped through. And that looks really pretty and would be quite okay on my card, but as I said, I want to have a play with this shimmer paint and see how we go. So I'll just give this a bit of a shake. Now normally you would probably use an old cardboard box or something just to contain your mess, but for the sake of the video I'm going to be very messy. Not much of the colours come through, so I probably could have done it a lot darker. Now I've actually decided I'm not happy with how that's turned out, so I'm going to make up another mixture and do another one. Just going to pour some shimmer paint in. And then some rubbing alcohol. I use Icicle. I just pick it up from the chemist. I'll give that a bit of a shake. And grab my re-inker and I'll add a lot more this time. So I'm actually a lot happier with this colour. Just grabbed another piece of Whisper White that I've run through the Big Shot with the embossing folder. Much happier with that colour. I've been asked what sort of baby wipes I tend to use with my crafting, and I use an alcohol-free, fragrance-free baby wipe, just a very cheap one. Sometimes I get them from Coles, sometimes I get them from Aldi. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry, and that's the piece I'll use. So I'll be back soon. So while that continues to dry, I'm going to make the rest of the components for my card. Now, I'm making a birthday card for my great niece. We're going to her birthday party on Sunday. So I'm using Fairy Celebration stamp set, and I'm using this image here with the fairy on the tree, and I'm going to be stamping the sentiment, "Have a magical celebration." Now I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters, and some black Memento ink.
Just going to make sure that's well inked up.
Pop it down, press it down, and lift it up. We have a lovely little fairy image. Now, one of the things about the Memento ink is I like to leave it for a little while before I start colouring, just to make sure it is definitely dry. And in the meantime, I'm going to work on the sentiment. So I've got a strip of Whisper White, which is 2 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. I'm going to do the sentiment in Grapefruit Grove. Now that hasn't gone very straight, so I'm going to flip it over. And I'll ink it up again and give it another shot. So my sentiment's done. Now it's much easier, it's harder on video, but it's much easier when you put your head above something when you're stamping it rather than looking at it from an angle. Now I'm going to just colour in the fairy with some Stampin' Write markers. I'm going to have a bit of a play with Pineapple Punch, Crumb Cake, Grapefruit Grove, Granny Apple Green, and for her skin I'm going to use Petal Pink. You guys don't need to watch me colour this in, there's nothing exciting about it, so I'll be back in a moment. Right, so I've coloured her in, and I've added some Sahara sand to her hair, and I've cut up some mats. So this one is 7.3 centimeters by 7.3 centimeters. I just want just a very slight border, and I've cut this strip at 2.3 by 9.5 to also give me just that slight border. And I'm just going to grab some dimensionals and I'll pop those up. Now grab a card base in Grapefruit Grove. Right, so I've got a half sheet of Grapefruit Grove which I have folded in half. Now I'm just going to stick it all together. Before I go any further, I've just decided that I'm going to give these pieces a little bit of a spray with some of the shimmer paint, just with alcohol. So this is with no ink at all. I'm actually going to hold it back, hopefully quite a bit, because I just want just a subtle sort of shimmer. Now this probably or possibly won't be picked up on the camera, but it looks quite good in person. I'm just going to grab a white center, which is 14 by 9.5, and I'm just going to add a few of these little sparkles in some granny apple green. So we've played with some shimmer paper, we've had a bit of a play with the new embossing folder, and I've made a card ready for Sunday. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying my videos. If you'd like to see more and keep updated on my crafting, then please subscribe below. Thank you.